In the Factor Flashback segment tonight, does Islam encourage brutality against women? The Factor recently covered the story of a woman in Libya named ANY al-obeidi, who said she was brutally raped by Gaddafi's thugs in Libya. Now, the Libyan government has since admitted she was raped, but said she was a hooker with a criminal record. But her case raises a question. Is violence against women fundamental to Islamic teachings? Bill recently got two views on the matter.
When you saw those horrific scenes that we just showed the audience, what did you think, Doctor?
Her screams took me back 20 years ago to my life in Syria under Islamic Sharia. I myself witnessed many crimes committed under Islamic Sharia against women. In the Islamic culture, which is based on Islamic Sharia, men are looking for any opportunity to take advantage of women regardless of their feelings. And when the situation doesn't arrive, they would create it, as seen with Miss ANY al-obeidi. Any sexual activity, regardless of nature, is seen as the given right of a male. Women become the accused, and the blame is fully based on them.
Doesn't the Quran condemn this kind of behavior?
No. A Muslim woman actually cannot report being raped because she will be asked to provide 4 witnesses. Otherwise, she will be accused of committing adultery and she will be stoned to death.
Okay, so in Sharia law, if a woman wants to lodge a complaint of rape, she has to provide 4 witnesses. If she cannot provide that, then the law turns on her. But I find it hard to believe that the Prophet Muhammad would preach a doctrine, a religious doctrine, where women can be abused at any time by any Muslim man, and the man can be, you know, not held accountable in heaven or hell.
You need to get familiar with Muhammad's life and how he had treated women in his life.
Tomorrow, if there is a Muslim who wants to refute you, I'll absolutely put them on the air here tomorrow. But there are people, and you saw me on The View with the, you know, the liberal American women.
Yes. Yes, I did.
70% of Americans don't want that mosque down there. So don't give me the we business. You want to bet on that? You want to bet? I'll show you that poll in a minute.
Americans don't want it. But why is that? But why aren't we saying
it's inappropriate?
Why is it inappropriate when 70 families died? What do you
killed us on 9/11?
Oh my God!
What do you think of the liberal American women who never ever bring this topic up?
Unfortunately, they don't know much about Islam, and the problem is they don't want to know. Women in the Islamic country have been abused for many centuries. And we never hear liberal American women defend their situation.
Yeah, there are some. Jay Leno's wife has spoken out about it, and a few others. But generally speaking, the liberal women in the United States have been very, very silent. So we appreciate you calling us, Mr. Zafar. As I said on the program last night, we wanted to have somebody reply to this, and you say what?
Well, honestly, Bill, I feel sorry for Ms. Sultan. She has clearly experienced and witnessed the brutality of the system in Syria and other nations in the Middle East, and she blames Islam for it, whereas true Islam, as taught to us by the Holy Quran and the Prophet Muhammad, is a tolerant and humane faith, and that's the Islam that we, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, not only follow but teach all over the world.
And I have no reason to dispute you, but we did do some very extensive research in the Quran, and I want to read you some passages, and you can explain them to me. Because look, we know that Muslim women are brutalized by the Taliban, by Gaddafi's forces, which was why the doctor was on, and in other Muslim countries around the world. There's no doubt about that. They are. In the Quran, this is 004034. All right? Men are the protectors and maintainers of women because Allah has given one more strength than the other, that's men, and because they support them from their means. All right? As to these women who are disloyal and commit ill conduct, admonish them, refuse to share their beds, and beat them. Now, if that's in the Quran, then you're going to have psychopaths and sociopaths take that and act upon it. Are you not?
Right, and I think you'll find that in all religions, you'll find such
no, but I want you to explain that passage in the Quran.
Right. So what this verse is, what talks about the power of a man over a woman, it's really talking about the guardianship, because a man is considered the head of the household and the overall is responsible for the protection and the sustenance of the family, which includes the wife or the mother as well.
So we got all that, but the word is that you can beat them, and then 5 sentences later, as for those women from whom ye fear rebellion, okay, somebody who disagrees with you, admonish them, banish them, and scourge them. So you got beat them and scourge them in the Quran. You know that this is going to be used by people who are ignorant and sadistic. Right. You know that.
I know that, and that's why we have to take the whole Quran in its entirety to understand this. And what this is really referring to is the absolute extreme. When it talks about rebellion, if you look at the actual word rebellion, it's not just, oh, a wife is disobeying her husband. It's an extreme form of rebellion that actually causes chaos and disorder, not just in the family, but in the society as a whole. And it talks about, you know, the escalation process, and nowhere does it say beat your wife. It talks about the escalation of how to deal with it.
But it says this kind of punishment is permissible. It says the kind of, look, no matter what the degree of infraction by the woman, it says that beating them and scourging them is permissible. Now, you're familiar with the hadith, right? Collection of holy books? All right. Now, in the hadith, and this is book 008, number 3432, it says flat out that the Prophet Muhammad says raping a captive married woman is permissible.
That's not a valid hadith. I mean, as you know, there are so many hadith that have been used and misused or even made up, and that's why there are books of authenticity. Now, what the Prophet did say is the fair treatment of women.
Huh?